Hey guys, before we get into this video episode, I just want to tell you guys a little something. You should really go and follow Everything with Alina. I post everything there first, and then I post it on YouTube or Spotify or my website as well. And I do have a website on my Instagram in my bio. It has a little link, and you can click there, and it has everything all organized of a little sneak peek of what my upcoming episodes are going to be about. It has a link to my Instagram, my Spotify, and the YouTube. If you want to see me talk about something, or you're like, oh, has she done this yet? Feel free to DM me on Instagram at Everything with Alina or comment on a post or something. My DMs are open. It's helping me as well if you recommend something, because knowing this channel, we talk about everything, so I would definitely cover that up. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello everyone! On today's episode of Everything with Alina, I will be discussing book talk and all things books. Basically, what you should read and just what don't read, it's not worth it. So, to start off, book talk is kind of I wouldn't really say it's a trend, but it's either you're on that side of Instagram or that side of TikTok where it's just books. It's either book recommendations, book little POVs, it's that kind of thing. And I was on Book Talk, like the Instagram version, I would probably still call it Book Talk, of Instagram. I was on that side for the past couple of weeks, and I've just been getting so many book recommendations that I had to make an episode about it. I had to just do it honestly because I need to read some good books. It's basically July and I haven't read anything except for two books. First, I want to start off with One of Us is Lying. That book, it's a book series. This book series is what got me into reading back in 2024. I bought the first book in January, and it's still been one of my favorites to this day. So if you're more into that murder mystery type things, then this is a good book to read. A little bit about the book is there's 5 high school students who get detention. The quote-unquote jock, Little Miss Perfect, criminal, outcast, nerd. It's like the stereotypes that you see at school. And then the outcast, he doesn't make it out of detention. He dies. We don't know if it was accidental, if it was planned, and that's what we have to find out. And you can find that one at Target or Barnes & Noble. All of these books you could find at Target or Barnes & Noble because that's where I got them. And at Target, they're a little bit cheaper. Go to Target to get your books. And this is a little bit off topic. The next is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Now, in case you didn't know what The Summer I Turned Pretty is, The Summer I Turned Pretty is the show on Amazon Prime, and it was originally a book. It's about this girl, Belly, and she has to choose between two brothers, Conrad and Jeremiah. That's basically all we need to know. And a little spoiler, but not really, about is the book isn't really like the show. Yes, they have their same the whole premise. In the show, there's a little bit different about a character's backstory, or the second book, they're doing this, or they're adding this character. And Jenny Han, who's the writer, the author, and director of it, or producer, something like that, she has said openly that she wouldn't mind changing the ending to The Summer I Turned Pretty. So I think that's also something to look out for. But if it's a good book series, but just be aware it might differ, if that makes sense. And The Summer I Turned Pretty, that book you can get it at Target and Barnes & Noble, but also in case you're buying Amoeba Music, you can also get them there. Because I went to Amoeba Music and they have the vinyls, the CDs, DVDs, but they had a little book section. And none of the books I really knew what it was except for The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I got it for $2. So, kind of worth it. Definitely check the book section because you can get those for really cheap as well, because I don't think they really were selling. Okay, so moving on from those authors, let's talk about If He Had Been With Me. This book, there's If He Had Been With Me and If I Told Her. It's a good book. It's a young adult romance, tragic, but the writing of it is a long book. I do have to say that. The book, it feels like it's never ending, but if you really want to hear that story, it's a good book. I read the second one first and then the first one. I know, don't get mad at me for that, but it was truly a roller coaster of emotions, but I would definitely recommend that book. Just be aware of what you're getting into. Have tissues, but yeah, overall it's a good book. I like it. Okay, next. Nothing like the movies and better than the movies. I read Better Than the Movies, and then I have Nothing Like the Movies. I like a little cheesy rom-com, so I read it. But if there's other books in here that are more like not mature. I don't want to say mature like adulty, but more like not a cheesy rom-com, if that makes sense. It's not like you're barely reading, but you really want to get into reading. Oh, I read a book here and there, maybe for school, something. But Better Than the Movies, a 13-year-old could read that, a 12-year-old. It's very young. Nothing Like the Movies, maybe 14 or 15. It's cheesy rom-com, I've said that, but it's good. It ends with us calling Hoover. I don't really want to get into talking about It Ends With Us because of the controversy and the drama and just I don't know how to say this in the right way, but it's a very interesting book that I think you can only read once. I think you could only read this book once, if I'm being totally honest. I read it, and there's also a lot of mixed opinions about the storyline along with the author. And I think that's also kind of what it really shows in the book. Because not everybody likes the way that they write stuff about how this girl writes her books. If it's not your cup of tea, don't read it. But again, I don't think you should be sending hate to these people because they're just trying to make a living. They're just trying to, they had this idea of a book. They're a writer. They're like, I'm going to make this book. And the book did good, honestly. It made money. It was such a big book that they made it into a movie. So she succeeded in that of wanting to be a New York best time sellers or whatever. You can search up that book, you can read it on your own time. Personally, I bought it. I'm happy I only bought it for like $8 because I don't see myself buying that book to read for 25 a piece. And I only bought the first book. I only bought It Ends With Us. I didn't buy It Starts With Us or whatever her other books are called. I only have one. And that kind of tells a lot if I like the person or not. Because one of us is lying. I bought all three. Love Unwritten, waiting for the new one to come out. Nothing Like the Movies, bought it. Like, I always buy the sequels, and this one I didn't buy. So I think that kind of really says a lot. But again, I just didn't really find the storyline. Not necessarily good, but something was just missing for me, so I just didn't really like it. Don't be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you're blank, and don't go hating on the person like they suck, blah blah blah. Honestly, mind your own business. If you like the book, you like the book. If you don't, move on. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. Next, Shatter Me. I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't finished reading it, honestly. So I don't really feel like I can give a good opinion on this book or on the series at all. I know she just came out with the new one and she's an amazing author. I should probably read that, but I know like a lot of people like Aaron Warner. I think that's his name. And the other guy, totally forgot his name, but once I finish the book, I'll talk about that. Okay, not to be annoying, but I'm going to be annoying for a little bit. Next is Lauren Asher. She is my favorite author of all time. I love her work. She's amazing. And I'm just going to talk about her books real quick. So, the first book I got of Lauren Asher was Love Unwritten back in July. So, exactly a year ago, because I was on this little trip to the East Coast and I was like, I need a book for this trip because we were going to do a lot of driving. I'd seen on Instagram and they were like, this book was so good. Like the little book POVs, like where it has a paper and it's like a caption. It's like, go read now. And she had just come out with the book. So it was like stalking all the shelves. and I see Love Unwritten. And it's the 600-page book, and it has a pink cover, and it looks so cute. So I buy it. It was like $11. I was like, totally worth it. So I go back to the hotel room and I start reading it. It was amazing. It was so cute. It was the best book I ever read. And I would read it when we would be like driving from place to place. And so I was there for so long, I got to read like 400 pages. And then school had started, so like I kind of like, oh, I had to do my summer reading, I had to put that book down. And then I went to Oakland the next month and I ended up finishing the book. So actually my recording keeps on stopping. I don't know why. But maybe if like I look at it, it won't stop recording. Okay. So basically I've been talking to myself for the past 5 minutes because my audio stopped filming me. But, anyways, we're gonna continue talking about this. So, my plane was delayed, so I had to spend a lot of time at the airport. And then a month later, I went to Oakland and I got to finish the book in the hotel room. I couldn't read it before because I had school coming up. I had to do my summer reading. I had to prepare myself for school. So I finally got to read it like finish it like the second week of August. And it was such a good book, honestly. The storyline, I'll never stop recommending Lauren Asher to people just because her books are so good. And the storyline, this is what the book's about. It's about these two people. They knew each other back in high school. She wanted him, but he was too cool for her. Now, years later, blah, blah, blah. She is his nanny because, like, he's, like, really rich and he has this one kid, but like, the mom is gone, so he's a single dad. It's this whole thing. And then they fall in love and, oh my God, love. And she writes songs too. And I definitely recommend this book to anybody, but also be prepared of what you're gonna read just because not that it's anything bad, but it's just long. It's really long, her books. It's like 600 pages, 500 pages. And all this, so just search it up. Make sure you like the plot. She has other series too. It's like the billionaires ones, the like other billionaires ones, and F1. So that's the end of the episode. Make sure to hopefully I gave you guys some book recommendations, and maybe one day you'll be at a Target or at a Barnes and Noble and be like, oh my God, this is what that one girl in that one podcast I watched like years ago, she recommended this book. And then you're going to read it and it's going to become your next favorite. Make sure to, like this video if you liked it. I love you guys so, so much. Bye.